We as sleepers are on a very strange run right now of kind of putting out an ask to the universe, or more specifically to some of our favorite college basketball programs, social media teams, and then getting what we ask for repeatedly. I feel like you asked for more BYU behind the scenes coverage, and then you also talked about the championship belt on a video yesterday.
Mhm.
BYU seems to have either knowingly or unknowingly delivered on whatever you were asking for here. Coach Young, Kevin Young, mic'd up 4.5 minutes, shared on the BYU YouTube and also just straight to Twitter. You can find this, you can watch this, you can react to it, as many BYU fans have. Beautiful thing about our little spot in the BYU Provo world right now, we got tagged a lot in the comments to this from lovely BYU fans being like, more, please. Yes, sleepers, go time. And we're here to deliver on that, folks. We ask BYU for content, they deliver. You ask us for content, we deliver. Carter, what'd you think of the Kevin Young mic'd up?
Well, first of all, if I know this is going to be a thing, it'd be a shame if someone just wired us a couple $1,000s to our sleepers. Like, welcome to I challenge every social media team in college basketball to wire us $5,000. Let's see who steps up and
Yeah,
does it.
BYU basketball. It'd be crazy if you sponsored the entire Sleepers channel from now through December, wouldn't it?
Crazy, crazy ass. But no, um, first things first, we're gonna get the logistical stuff out of the way. I expect better mics from Provo. I didn't the
Oh,
mics. Yeah, I thought the mics could have been a little bit better. I know KY is a little bit loud and he yells. It's definitely hard to control volume, but the mics are a little bit distorted for my liking. But outside of that, there's a lot of things that I loved about this. Obviously, KY is a high energy guy. Also, shout out to him rocking the John Morant during practice. I don't know what that means, but I'm just rocking with that in general. But I think very, very energetic guy. I think very principle driven and oriented in what he wants. I mean, he mentioned things such as where he wants people to stand many, many times using certain vernacular every single time to kind of hammer it into his team. And I think my favorite part of this mic'd up. Ooh, I mean, it's easy to pick this, but like I genuinely, this was my favorite. The first part of it, the first part of it where AJ gets the rebound and he's like, go, 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 go. And it kind of took AJ a second to go. And eventually he did go. And then he brought him to the side and he's like, AJ, if you get that rebound and you identify that that corner is empty, you just go. You go and you and you work. I love that energy. There's some other really good stuff in here from other players in this, and you can just see how this team is going to operate. I think, both on the offensive and defensive end. And it was high energy. Saw Tyler Muirs. I'm gonna get that name right eventually. I'm sorry. I'll figure out a way. Pronunciation police. He had some big shots to win some games for the white team in this video. Uh, Massive negative though. We got to get rid of the belt. I said in the video. I'm anti relic that rewards players for like practices and games.
yeah. So I got real excited at the end of this video because, this is roughly 4 minutes and 25 seconds of KY doing KY mannerisms, KY slang, KY dialogue. And at the end of it, you have a very good impression of how Kevin Young is as a coach, how he talks, all that. I have some thoughts on that. But with 15 seconds left, he's breaking down a huddle and it looks like he's giving it to Richie. Like he kind of literally says, like, all right, Richie. And you think it's just like, oh, practice is over. Like KY's handing over the room to the leader, the captain of this team, the returning All American, All Big 12 player, Richie Saunders. Richie's going to like hit us with some words. He's going to break it down. What is Richie going to say? And then instead, Richie just gets the championship belt, which was hilarious knowing you had said you never wanted to see that yesterday. But kind of bummed me out because I wanted like a Richie break down the huddle moment. And instead, we just got Richie holding a belt for a second.
Yeah, like I said, I'm just anti-belt.
Yeah.
Anti-belt. Even though I will say this, I'm anti-belt, so if you want to get rid of it, send it to me. I'll throw it in the background.
I mean, if you actually step back and think about it for a second, of course it makes sense that you are anti-belt.
Look, this little peek behind the sleeper's curtain here. This is the first video of the day. We are 5 minutes in. Five, not even. Are you
Yeah,
okay?
I haven't even poured my Provo yet. What's your overall impression of KY? Because look, when I got tagged and I started to see the BYU dropped a 4 minute and 40 second mic'd up Coach Young video, I'll be honest, maybe more so than any other coach that we cover, I did not know what to expect. I don't think we've seen this type of content a lot before now. I think to be point blank about it, I don't think speaking for you and I don't think we know who Kevin Young is yet. The way
Mhm.
we know who Brad Underwood is, Matt Painter is, John Calipari is, even Mark Pope is. We've seen all those guys. We know how they operate or how they're wired, how they operate, how they talk, what they prioritize. Kevin Young is still a mystery to me. I know he's a good coach. I know he's a great recruiter. I know he's an NBA guy. But when I flat out was just told, hey, we've got 4 minutes of Kevin Young mic'd up, you're going to hear him. I got excited because I'm like, I don't know what this is going to be. I watched this 4 or 5 times. I even made some notes throughout, but I guess just generally, let me throw it to you first. What are your overall KY impressions from this behind the scenes look?
Yeah, so you never I don't think you really had a like you stated a good idea, at least us personally, me personally, I'll speak on this one, like a KY's I guess you said like personality, right? Like I see him through the lens of like, oh, this is an NBA guy. NBA guys are a little bit more like, I don't know, in my opinion, like a little bit more laid back, a little bit more XCOE in how they approach things, a little bit more methodical. I personally didn't expect to see the energy that I saw from KY. But I like it. I like it. I like the activity from him. I like how he was very active in the practice. He was everywhere on the court. You know, some coaches take a different approach where they really let their assistants kind of rock out, right? And I'm not saying that BYU doesn't do that and KY doesn't do that, but he was very much involved in this one. Making I think I got the idea from this video too that he's very detail oriented while also letting them rock, which me personally, just in my experience with basketball coaches, I like that. It's like if you do A, B every single time, every single possession, those are the non-negotiables. You can go ahead and rock out and do C, D, E, F, do the rest of whatever you want to do. As long as you do one certain thing. Like looking back to my days, I'll go back to high school. Coach Keener, the GOAT. Coach Rick Palmer, also the GOAT. As long as you got a touch and cut center court, you could do whatever you want offensively. Get the rebound, get a touch on center court, and you could shoot any shot you want. You could do whatever you want. Just get the best one available, whatever you think is available. And that's kind of something that I think players gravitate towards. And I don't know. I personally like seeing his personality and how he I think like lets his principles be known, and then you can just do whatever else you want to do.
Okay, agree with 99% of the sentiment. You
Okay.
hit a lot of the note, like if we're wine tasting right now, you hit a lot of the notes that I'm also experiencing in the Kevin Young bottle right now. What is his personality? You said it was great to see his personality, and then you talked about like he's an NBA guy. That's not personality. Like he is an NBA guy. He's got philosophies. He would be good to play for. I agree. Detail oriented, sure. Positive, yes. What what was his personality in this video?
Maybe like I don't know. I thought his basketball. I very much saw like the energy on kind of how he operates in that circle. Maybe not necessarily personality. Like maybe you didn't get an idea of like, you know, is he going to answer a FaceTime on a airplane or something like that or anything like that. But I thought you got a good idea of kind of what his coaching philosophy is and why. I guess I see why players would gravitate towards that.
So I
Like the ability to like, oh, do this, you can rock. I'm gonna let my guys go after this, but if you do this, you can go do you. I honestly rewound and watched like 5 times him just talking to AJ, telling him if he
yeah.
sees no one in the corner to just go. That type of stuff I like to see, and I think they got players on the team that can do that. I think Rob Wright could do the same thing. So I guess to your point, maybe personality is not the right word because maybe you don't really get an idea of like I don't know what's it like to get a meal with KY or something like that. Maybe that's what you're speaking about.
Yeah, so let me preface just the point I'm trying to make here by saying I think you could spin that this is a great thing for BYU basketball and something players would love. But maybe my biggest overarching takeaway from my first experience seeing 4.5 minutes of how Kevin Young operates is that there isn't much personality. And I don't think that's a bad thing, but I also do think like compare hypothetically, I named some other coaches. Hypothetically, if we got 4.5 minutes of a Tom Izzo practice, 4.5 minutes of obviously a Coach Cal practice, Bill Self practice, name names, go up and down the list, whoever you want around the country. Mark Pope in 4.5 minutes would say the word gratitude 27 times, right? And I look, it doesn't matter. You don't need to be like this character to win basketball games. And again, I think I don't know. I have much more. I don't want to say this is negative, but I have like more positive, happy-go-lucky takeaways that I'll run through in a second. Just truly, my biggest overarching takeaway from watching this 3 or 4 times was like KY's got not much sauce here. It's just very to the point basketball. Players probably love that. But in 4.5 minutes, like I don't know, it felt like the reception of this was like, we need more of this content. And I'll be completely honest, I don't know that I need more of that content.
Oh,
Like
I do.
it was good, but it wasn't exactly like entertaining because it was
They,
just very simple and straight to the point the whole time,
Greg,
you know?
they're 5 videos ahead of you though.
Are they?
Yeah, this is practice, and I can't wait for next week's breakdown when we get day in the life of KY, and you're back in because he sets an alarm every single morning at 5:07 because he doesn't want people to think he woke up at 5. He wakes up at 5:07, hits the cold plunge, bikes, and then hits the gym.
So I am in, and to be clear, I'm not saying Kevin Young is boring or dry or not an entertaining person in some ways. He's given interviews that are very entertaining. The not hypothetical thing was, I don't know, a sense of his competitive, chippy branding last year. I like we heard stories of all the prospects that were going through the NBA draft portion about how much Kevin Young helped them. Like he clearly is a person everyone gravitates toward and loves, and I'm sure I'd be the same way. All I am saying is coming from a guy who will never get mad at more BYU content. I want more of it. I want all of it. Give it to me. This is the first piece of content that's like roughly 4 minutes long, in which I'm like, doesn't need a sequel. Like I would love 4 minutes of practice footage. I don't need 4 minutes of Kevin Young walking up and down a court saying, good, good, Richie, good, AJ, good, Rob, good, 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 good. I counted 78 goods in a 4 minute video cart, and it was good, but I'd rather see the basketball than just hear Kevin dryly walking up and down the court saying, good job, good. That's all we got in this, other than some things we did get that mattered to me. I loved the first moment of this being him pulling AJ aside and getting a little behind the scenes to their one on one because that's a move out of the Greg Waddell, Coach Waddell playbook.
Mm. Why?
When I coach, Cart, 90% of my individual coaching is going to go to my best player. The other 10% can be split between the other 12 guys on the team.
Out of nowhere, that one. Hey, AJ. So the corner's clear.
I mean, literally though, like that's the move. I could right now. I have three former players I've coached that were killers for me. They will pick up the phone when I call right now if we tried. Any other player I coached, no chance. But like, it's the move. If you want to be a championship team, you got to play through your guy and have that special bond with your guy. I enjoyed the special treatment that was given to AJ a little bit early in this video.
Yeah, I double down on that sentiment. All great coaches in my eyes. And I obviously I didn't coach at any level, but I'm going back to the days when Albion College Team Camp Carter got the whistle for a moment. I played favorites, immediately played favorites, and I made it very well known who my favorites were.
Yeah. Yep. That's how
Yeah.
you should do it. I think good coaches do that. It is what it is.
Good
Um,
coaches, good coaches ignore lower level
Good
players.
coaches play favorites. Bad coaches play favorites with DJ Wagner. but good coaches play favorites.
There was no need for that.
So other thing that is abundantly clear, and maybe this is part of what I'm sort of billing as like the dry side of this video, but he's clearly just very, I don't know, tactically sound, if that makes sense. Like, I think in this 4 minutes, which I'm sure if you gave us the full practice cut, they probably did a 2 hour practice, 4 minutes
Mhm.
here. You could have given us the 2 hours. It probably would have been 2 hours of exactly what we saw in these 4 minutes. It was all very thoughtful, offensive X's and O's. And I like that. You talked about the spacing stuff he was telling with AJ, like, hey, if you see this, you got to go. He talked about there was no time in the video, I forget who he was talking to, but he was like, hey, if you don't get it, corner. You got to get to the corner, spacing, get out of the way. There was one phrase, I'm forgetting what he said. Wasn't it like, you don't have to play pick and roll, you can play the get game?
Mhm.
I loved that. I've never heard the terminology of play some get game, play some get game. I just think in general, he is an NBA level offensive genius. And putting myself in a player's shoes for a second, that's probably one of the more fun things to play for in this current era of college basketball is like an NBA guy's brain who's going to get good shots every time that's just pretty overwhelmingly nice. Like, how many times did KY have like a chippy moment in this? Zero?
Mhm.
Like, which is probably part of what I'm billing is like, yeah, it's a little dry because a lot of coaches will like be on your ass. KY, I don't know if he's ever going to yell at a player based on how this video went.
Spin, spin zone. That just doesn't get put out. That's not
You think
Provo.
so?
That's not Provo like.
I don't know if it's even happening in Provo though. Like, which is maybe why Kevin Young is a good fit culturally. I don't know that he is just like he's a player's coach, right? That's abundantly clear from this video. He's almost like a friend that's an offensive genius that's just there to like gas you up. I felt like that was my overwhelming takeaway from this.
That's my coach.
He'd be really fun to play for, even if it's a little dry for me.
You need more. Do we need a KY he hit a player?
No, but like we talked about this with Painter for a couple of years, right? Painter needed like a dark side. Painter needed to
Yeah.
find the edge a little bit. And I think, to our credit, I think Matt Painter did find a dark side.
Yeah. Look, yeah, somewhat dark, like fake dark.
He's like paying people now and recruiting big dog players. And I don't know. He just kind of like, he'll bark back a little bit now. I want to see Kevin Young bark back a little bit.
You want to see KY bark like he wants it.
Like, I want to see AJ show up like 3 minutes late for a practice because he was at a Red Bull shoot and KY to just cuss him out quickly.
You just honestly, that'd be good to see. I'd
Yeah.
endorse that.
But I don't know. Overall, what do you grade this Kevin Young mic'd up?
The belt docks it. I'll let it be known right now. 7.5 out of 10.
All right, I'll give it I enjoyed watching. I give it like an 8. But yeah, next time let's mic up AJ or Rob or even Richie.
They mic up both of them at the same time. Like KY tells AJ that, and then they go to AJ in the corner. He's talking about this motherfucker always talking about corner.
I'm telling you guys, literally, go back and watch the video and count how many times he says good.
Good,
Good, good, AJ.
good,
Good, good, Dom.
good.
Good.